did not, could not, and would not have committed this crime.
That is for the jury to decide.
Number 10, Joss Whedon.
If I'm not putting people through the paces, if I'm not giving them real pain and real loss and real hardship and sometimes real tragedy, then I'm not a storyteller.
Imagine creating a media empire just to lose it all. Joss Whedon was the creative mind behind several projects in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, helping to usher the studio into a new era of relevance.
What just happened? Please tell me nobody kissed me.
At the time, he was adored by fans and colleagues alike. However, that perception came crashing down in the summer of 2020. It all started when Justice League actor Ray Fisher accused Whedon of creating a hostile work environment. From there, the dominoes kept falling. More performers from his past projects came forward with disturbing stories. By the time the dust settled, Whedon's respectability had been destroyed. The king of nerds was dethroned, leaving a lingering dark cloud over his body of work.
It's a terrible thing. It hurts like a wound every single day.
Number 9, Lance Armstrong.
When somebody consistently goes against the odds, the evidence is that perhaps the odds aren't what you think they are.
Being an athletic star rides on trust. People are instantly drawn to individuals with seemingly natural superhuman abilities who dominate their chosen sport. Lance Armstrong was no exception. He helped bring respect and excitement to cycling and impressed millions with his multiple Tour de France wins.
I wanted to win, and I wanted to be the best, and I knew I needed a knife.
But Armstrong's success didn't come without suspicion, as he faced multiple accusations of doping. In 2021, however, the truth finally came to light when it was revealed that he had been taking performance-enhancing drugs for much of his career. The repercussions were swift and severe. Armstrong had all his titles revoked, and he was banned from the sport. In 1 year, he went from being a respected athlete to a complete pariah.
You overcome the disease, you win the Tour de France 7 times, you have a happy marriage, you have children. I mean, it's just this mythic, perfect story.
Yes.
And it wasn't true.
Number 8, Fatty Arbuckle. In the golden age of Hollywood, Fatty Arbuckle was poised to be one of its biggest stars. He was a respected comedian and had even mentored legends like Charlie Chaplin. However, his time in the spotlight was cut short when he was accused of murdering actress Virginia Rapp. The rumors escalated, with each iteration adding new shocking details. This resulted in a media firestorm, as publications dragged Arbuckle across the coals before a verdict was even reached. After 2 hung juries, Arbuckle was finally absolved at his 3rd trial. However, the damage had been done. He was even temporarily banned from the industry. Despite the not guilty verdict and an apology from the jury, Arbuckle's career essentially came to an end. Number 7, Kevin Spacy.
4 men allege the actor assaulted them when he was living in London between 2001 and 2013.
Sometimes news about a celebrity is so shocking that it feels completely unbelievable. That was the case with Kevin Spacy. Once a highly respected actor, Spacy's reputation went down the drain when he was accused of sexual assault by actor Anthony Rapp.
This isn't life. This is just stuff. And it's become more important to you than living.
In a statement addressing the allegations, Spacy claimed not to remember the incident, attributing this to possibly being intoxicated. He then centered himself by coming out, which many derided as an attempt to distract from the allegations. As a result, he was fired from his Netflix show, and more individuals came forward about their own unsettling experiences with him. Despite being cleared of legal charges, Spacy hasn't regained the public's trust and has hardly worked since.
You don't get to tell me what to do. Ever again.
Number 6, Tiger Woods.
I have let you down. I have let down my fans.
Even when some people have it all, they still can't help but want more. At the peak of his career, professional golfer Tiger Woods was accused of having an extramarital affair. He later shocked the entire nation when he admitted to it on live television.
What'd you see?
I saw a person that I never thought I would ever become.
Who was that?
Well, I got away from my core values, as I said earlier. I got away from my Buddhism.
This revelation triggered a cascade of allegations as more women came forward claiming to have also had affairs with him. Consequently, Woods lost multiple sponsorships. It seemed like he would leave the sport for good. As time went on, his personal life continued to deteriorate, culminating in a divorce and eventually a DUI arrest. It was a swift fall from grace for the icon, which deeply affected his game over the next decade.
I was so focused on what I was trying to do. I probably should have appreciated the fans more than I did, but there was so much going on in my head, trying to get the ball in the correct spots and the correct feels.
Number 5, Kanye West.
But hey, admitting is the first step. You know, ain't nobody perfect.
While the rapper has always been a controversial figure, his consistent high-quality output allowed fans to overlook his issues. However, Kanye's actions in 2022 were impossible to ignore. Between harassing his ex-wife's new partner to tripling down on anti-Semitic views, West quickly drew the ire of many. In response, several high-profile corporations, such as Adidas and Universal Music Group, severed ties with him, essentially deplatforming him.
It's just little nuances where there was a parallel to what was happening at Gap, what was happening at Adidas, and what was happening in my home.
The final nail in his coffin came when he made an appearance on InfoWars, where he made several hateful statements that shocked even Alex Jones. Although West ended up walking back these abhorrent views afterwards, his words and actions have yet to be forgiven or forgotten by many individuals.
That is the first smokescreen to get past. And we're just breaking down those smoke screens. Hey, Ari, how you doing, Ari?
Number 4, Ellen DeGeneres.
Let me give you some advice out there. If anybody's thinking of changing their title or giving yourself a nickname, do not go with the Be Kind Lady.
Being known for kindness can sometimes backfire. When your reputation is centered around being wholesome, a fall from grace can hit even harder. Ellen DeGeneres experienced this firsthand. For years, her daytime show and her role as Dory in the Finding Nemo film franchise established her as a kind-hearted person. However, over time, cracks began to emerge. People noticed that DeGeneres had a tendency to be tone-deaf and occasionally rude to her guests.
How was the party? I wasn't invited.
Actually, no, that's not the truth, Ellen. You were invited.
Things spiraled even more when past employees came forward, accusing the comedian of fostering a toxic workplace. Her long-running talk show was ultimately not renewed for another season. While she did apologize for her behavior, to many, it was too little and too late.
The only thing worse than talking too much is talking too loud. And then there are the loud, and I don't want to name names, but mostly men.
Number 3, O.J. Simpson.
O.J. had it all. The speed, the size, the moves.
While he gained fame for his football skills, O.J. Simpson's real legacy lies in his legal troubles. Simpson's 1995 trial for the murder of his ex-wife and her friend was a media spectacle. People were shocked that a respected celebrity could commit such an unimaginable act. Controversy surrounded the case from the start, beginning with one of the most famous car chases in history.
Fortunately, it has a lot of mitigating circumstances because of the high profile of the proposed suspect that's inside the vehicle, which could possibly be and appears to be at this time O.J. Simpson.
Although he was acquitted, Simpson's career was essentially over. He faced the law yet again in 2007 when he was arrested on armed robbery charges. This time, Simpson was found guilty and handed a 33-year prison sentence. He was granted early release in 2021, but by that point, his time in the sun was long over.
We, the jury, in the above entitled action, find the defendant Orenthal James Simpson not guilty of the crime of murder.
Number 2, Michael Jackson.
You've been hit by a smooth criminal.
The world witnessed this pop star's remarkable journey, watching him evolve from a young prodigy into the most famous man alive. It seemed like nothing could take Michael Jackson down, until several allegations of inappropriate behavior with children were revealed. The accusations resulted in 2 different cases. While the first was settled out of court, Jackson eventually faced criminal charges in 2005 after a documentary raised further suspicions. His public perception was already shaky, but this case completely tarnished it, leading fans to scrutinize every aspect of his career.
I ask all of you to wait and hear the truth before you label or condemn me. Don't treat me like a criminal, because I am innocent.
To this day, some are still convinced that Jackson wasn't as innocent as he portrayed himself to be.
It sounds sick, but it's kind of like when you're first dating somebody, right? You do a lot of it. So it was very much like that.
Number 1, Bill Cosby.
I have been in this business 52 years, and I've never seen anything like this.
Throughout the late 20th century, Bill Cosby was on top of the world. Between having multiple successful TV shows and a seemingly flawless reputation, Cosby presented himself as a fictional father figure to many. To say that people were shocked to learn that he was accused of assaulting multiple women is an understatement.
I think that you are the most wonderful person on the face of this earth. Would you take this ring?
These allegations span decades, going back to the beginning of his career. While many were outside of the statute of limitations, people still fought for the disgraced actor to be held accountable. After multiple trials, Cosby was sentenced to prison. However, his punishment ended up being overturned due to a legal technicality. Despite that, the public has made it clear that they've permanently disowned America's dad.
I think that many of them say, well, you're a hypocrite.
Have any of your favorite celebrities fallen from grace? Let us know in the comments below.
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.